welcome to Know How To. My name is Amit and you are watching the next video of Angular series. So here we had explained Angular 8 from very basics. Okay, so you can follow us and you can do the coding at the same time also. So we'll take some more examples in our upcoming videos. So this is just the beginning. Okay. So in our previous video, I had explained about the Angular CLI configuration file. So here I had find a very important link on GitHub. So in this one they had explained all the configurations related with Angular CLI. So I will paste the same link in the video description as well. So please take a look on this one also. You will get a much more deeper understanding of Angular CLI. Okay, so in this video we are going to discuss about the Angular project structure. Okay, how does Angular application behaves, and how when we are going to create one new Angular application by using ng new Angular application name command on terminal, then at that time a particular folder structure will get generated for Angular application. So we are going to see how it is going to look like. So this is my Visual Studio Code, and over here you can see this is the folder structure that has been generated due to that command. Okay, so we'll discuss all these files one by one. So in this part we are going to discuss about the folders apart from this source folder, src folder, which I had already told you that in this folder the files related with your Angular applications will come. For example, your component.ts file, your css files, your modules, services, etc. Okay, so apart from that, all the files which are going to be used in debugging, building, deployment related scenarios, which will come and stand over here, okay, in the main repository, main directory. Okay, so we'll take one by one and we'll discuss about them. Okay, so first of all, so this is packaged.jsn file. So in package.jsn file will have all the packages installed in your application. Okay, so in this file, for example, this is the again a JSON file. Sorry for this one. Yeah, and I will minimize this one. So in package.jsn file, you will get all the packages installed in your application. So here you will see the name of this package, which is Angular-demo. Okay, and there are these scripts. So in this one is in scripts you will get the commands related with Angular CLI. Okay, so for example, start command. So if I am going to run npm start command, then what it is going to do, it is going to open, or it is going to execute this ngserve command. Okay, it will execute this ngserve command. And what does ngserve do basically? ngserve will build your project and it will start your server. Okay, this is what ngserve do behind the scenes. Okay, so if I am going to run npm start, then it is going to run ngserve command. Okay, if at the same moment if you want to open your browser also, then what changes you need to make over here? Just hyphen open, and you need to save this one. Then what will happen? It will start the server, it will build your project, and it will open it into the browser. Okay, so npm start. So this, for as of now I'm going to delete this one. Okay, so apart from that, it has explained about build command, how to create test cases, how to do linting, how to do end-to-end tests, how to run end-to-end test. So it has explained in the script folder. You will get all those commands. Okay, apart from that, in package.jsn there are two kind of dependencies. First one is dependencies, and another one is dev dependencies. There are two kind of packages. Okay, so these dependencies packages are useful to run and build an application. So inside these dependencies packages you will get all those packages which are required to run the application. Okay, so if you remember, in the previous video we had installed one package which the name of which was uppercase. Okay, so you can see the reference of this uppercase came into this dependencies package, and the same folder got installed. I mean, the same package got installed into node modules, where it has created its own package folder. Okay, so this is how the dependencies will get installed in your Angular app. So here you will see the versioning also for that particular package. Apart from that, dev dependencies are the packages which are required to develop your Angular application. Okay, so these are not required for production environment, so these comes into dev dependencies. Okay, good to go. So here you can see there is one m symbol specified on package.jsn as well as package lock.jsn. So m stands for modified. Okay, so this is a modified file because I had installed uppercase package over here. Apart from that, you can see package lock.jsn. So this is an auto generated and modified file that gets updated whenever npm does an operation. Okay, if I'm going to install anything over here, then it will get automatically generated package lock.jsn. Okay, apart from that, there is this angular.jsn file. So as I had already told you that angular.jsn file will get generated if you are running Angular 6 and higher version, and if you are running below version than 6, then Angular CLI.jsn will get generated. Okay, so this is the file which defines the structure of your app. Okay, and we can change the key value pairs in this file while generating your application. So it will ask you what the name you want for your Angular app. So that name will come over here. Whether you want to use CSS or SCSS, that will also come over here. So, and apart from that, if you are going to develop an application which is going to require Bootstrap, then you have to add your Bootstrap into angular.jsn file. Okay, the reference will get added over here. Okay, uh, after this file, we had already explained this file and the configuration of this file in much more detail in our previous video. So please check this one out. And as I had already told you that there is this GitHub directory in which they had explained each and every configuration in more detail. So I will send the same link into video description as well. Apart from that, there is this gitignore file. So what does this gitignore file do? So git stands for GitHub, and ignore, that means we are going to ignore something. So this gitignore file determines that which files you are going to ignore when you are going to check in your code into GitHub. Okay, so basically over here you have to define your files that you are going to ignore while checking. Okay, so for example, here so there is a particular kind of rules which we'll discuss. So for example, this hash is being used to comment something into gitignore file. Okay, so for example, hash compiled output. So this is a comment. So if you want to write a comment, use hash over there. Okay, slash, so this, for example, slash dist. So slash is used to ignore path names relative to the .gitignore file. So for example, if I want to ignore the dist folder, then I have to write slash dist. So as you already know that dist folder will get generated whenever you are going to build an application at that time. So I don't want to check in this particular folder into GitHub, then I have to write slash dist. Okay, and similarly there is this star. So star stands for the wildcard match. Okay, it is a wildcard character. So whenever it will get any file with .launch as file name, then it will ignore that file also. Okay, for example, .settings slash. So it will check the directory. If anything like .settings slash will come into a path name, then it will ignore that file also. Okay, so this is some kind of rules which are being used in this one. So if you want to ignore system files, then this is a max system file. If you want to ignore that one, then .ds store. Okay, so this is how getignore file is being generated. And apart from that, if you want to add any other file into that one, then in a new line you have to type the file name, and it will get ignored into success into the next check-in. Okay, and apart from that, how to create a getignore file, then it is just a text file. So you have to add one text file over here, and the name of the text file should start with a dot and getignore. Similarly, we can add a global getignore file as well. And if we are going to add a global getignore file, then all of your git repositories will ignore that fields into that file. Okay, so this is how you have to add a particular getignore file. Apart from that, there is another file which is known as .editor config. So as I already told you that for editor we are using VS Code. Okay, so this particular file is related with Visual Studio Code in my IDE. Okay, integrated development environment. So here it defines all the particular coding standards that the team should follow. For example, related rules, identification and white spaces related rules. Okay, so you can send and share this particular file across your team so that they should follow a particular kind of coding standard. Okay, so editor config file is related with your coding guidelines, and if you want to know much more about editor config file, then you can directly go to this website and you can directly check over there. Okay, and apart from that, the next file is browser list. So what is this browsers list file? So as you can see in the description, this file is used by the build system to adjust CSS and JavaScript output to support the specified browser. Okay, so basically it will combine a particular JavaScript and CSS file. It will adjust those files to support a particular browser. Okay, for example, in JavaScript, if we talk about, there are some kind of calls or functions or codes which will support Google Chrome only. Some of them will support Firefox only. So this is the combination of CSS and JavaScript, so that the functions which are being supported on Google Chrome should also be supported on Firefox. So it will help to write that code into this file. Okay, apart from that, we have karma config.js. So karma configuration file, it is related with karma configuration, and you already know that karma is a test platform for Angular applications. Actually, AngularJS came up with the karma test cases, and karma test cases also run successfully on Angular 2 plus higher versions also. Okay, so it is a test runner for Angular. Apart from that, we have these tsconfig files. Okay, so this tsconfig app.jsn, we'll talk about it. First we'll see what is tsconfig.jsn. so it is a TypeScript configuration file. Okay, so all the code related with your TypeScript, I mean all the configuration code I am talking about, is written into this file. So for example, if you see over here into this JSN file, there is this compile on save is made as false. So in your application, if you want to convert TypeScript into JavaScript on saving, then you can use this option compile on save, and you have to make it as true. So as of now, by default it is marked as false. Okay, so TypeScript is not being converted into JavaScript on save into your application. Okay, and apart from that, you can see there is this source map files. So in my local system, source map is marked as true. So source map files are basically used for debugging purposes. So we'll talk about it, source map files, into our further videos. So by default it is made as true, and in production environment source map is marked as false. Okay, so these are some rules about this TypeScript configuration file. Apart from that, we have this TypeScript configuration app.jsn file. So this is used to override the tsconfig.jsn file with app specific configurations. Okay, so some of the rules you had already defined into this configuration file, tsconfig.json files, and if you want to override those rules, then you have to write those rules into tsconfig.app.jsn. okay, apart from that, we have this tsconfig spec.jsn. so there is one thumb rule that any file which has file name as spec.jsn is related with the test cases. Okay, so this overrides the tsconfig.jsn file with app specific unit test configurations. Okay, we had already defined some of the rules in tsconfig.jsn file, but if you want to specify your test cases configurations, then you have to define over here into tsconfig.spec.jsn, and it will override tsconfig.jsn. okay, and apart from that, there is one tslint.jsn. so as I had already mentioned in our previous videos, that linting is a particular tool. It is a linting tool basically, which is used by TypeScript to follow a standard coding guidelines. So suppose if you are making some kind of errors in your coding, then it will highlight those errors. So that is a linting tool, and the configuration file for that linting tool is tslint.jsn. okay, so in our further videos we'll see how to lint our program, how to highlight the errors while writing the code as well. We'll see one by one all these things. Okay, so this is all about the configuration files, and in our next video we'll see the files related with source folder as well. Okay, and apart from that, there are two more files, e2e and node modules. so e2e stands for end-to-end unit test cases. so in this one you will get your protector config.js file as well. Okay, so if you are going to write unit test cases for your Angular application, we'll see how to write unit test cases in our further videos. That those settings will come over here, and apart from that, there is node modules file folder. so I had already explained that whatever package that you are going to install, then the reference will get added into package.jsn, and the folder will come into node modules. Okay, so this is all about the folder structure into our Angular application. so that's it for today. uh, Thank you so much. And sorry, we have interview questions as well, so we need to discuss this one also. so the first question is, what are dependencies and dependencies? so I had already mentioned that dependencies, there are two kind of packages, dependencies and dev dependencies. so those comes into package.jsn. okay, what does npm start do? Npm start basically execute ngserve command, and it will build your project and start the npm server, node server basically. if I want to use bootstrap into my application, then where I need to add the reference into angular.jsn file, right? What is a .getignore file? I had already explained, and how to add global.getignore file. so I had told you that how to add, but the command I had not mentioned. so if you know the command, then please comment into the comment section. Okay, I want to see how many you guys know how to add global getignore file. Okay, so now that's it for today. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel and follow us on blog also. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.